Hi guys, it's Mina. Welcome back. We're going to be doing something really fun today. I was looking through Gina DeLuca's Go Make Some Art Fluid Art Inspiration cards, and I was looking through her color palettes, and we picked one of these that we're going to do, and I have added a Payne's Gray to this also. So I have a Prussian Blue, Permanent Deep Violet, Quinacridone Violet, 24 karat gold, Satin Enamels Pure White, and I'm using a Payne's Gray also. These are really, really fun. Check them out if you haven't seen them yet already. You have bonus color palettes. She has links to her videos and just lots of fun stuff. So check those out if you get a chance. Let me show you my colors real quick and the consistency, and then we're gonna get started. So this one is Golden's Payne's Gray. My paint is all mixed with Liquitex Gloss Medium and Varnish, and paint and some Floetrol. I start with about 60 grams of pouring medium, the Liquitex Gloss Medium and Varnish, which is 2 ounces. I add about 1 ounce of paint. I stir that up. I add a little bit of water if it needs it, and then I add Floetrol. Usually, this is about where my paint is, and then I used to add about this much Floetrol. That was about 8 or 10 ounces, but lately I've been having very thin Floetrol, so I've only been adding about that much Floetrol, which is like 3 or 4 or 5 ounces. So my cups have not been super full up to the top because my Floetrol has been thin, and I still want my paint to be thick. Leaving a mound on a mound, leaving a trace before it disappears. So that's the that's Payne's Gray. This is 24 karat gold from DecoArt Americana Decor Metallics. I also have Permanent Deep Violet from Golden's. Again, leaving a mound on a mound. This is an amazing color. Probably one of my favorite colors on earth. I know I say that a lot. It's true. Okay, Prussian Blue. So these two together, the Payne's Gray and the Prussian Blue with gold and white, it's magical. It's so pretty. Okay, and the last one is Quinacridone Violet, also from Golden's. Leaving a mound on a mound on a mound. So this is the new addition for me in this color palette. DecoArt Americana Decor Satin Enamels in Pure White. There is no artist left in this. So the last thing I have here is my drips off of the painting that we just did, which was these same colors. So this is all of this combined and mixed up. So the last one I did, I put down a white base coat, and of course we got white cells. So I said, oh, I should use a gold base coat, but I want to use my drips as the base coat instead. So that's my cup. Let's layer the cup first, and then we'll deal with the base coat. All right. And move those out of the way so they don't get dirty. Let's layer our cup. Okay, so the last one I did the Prussian Blue base coat, and it was really, really pretty. Or the Prussian Blue was the first color in that I had a lot of, but this time I want to use the Payne's Gray. So we're gonna go about 1/3 of a cup. So for this size canvas, a 24 by 24 inch gallery wrapped canvas, we need about 20.57 ounces of paint. This cup goes to 16 with the markings, so to about here is about 21 ounces, and we're gonna have our base coat on there, so I'm not worried about it. Okay, we're not layering the cup. We're gonna do a dirty cup, which means I'm gonna pour it from up high into the middle of the cup, because I want it to sink and go underneath that layer of blue. Okay, let's put some Permanent Deep Violet in there. And some of the Quinacridone Violet. Now the really cool thing that I love about this technique is, I mean, when you layer your cup, you have a pretty good idea of what's going to happen. With this, you have no idea what's going to happen. I think that's awesome. And I love the fact that even though it's all swimming in this sea of Payne's Gray, all of those individual colors are still going to come through and show up. A little bit more gold. A little bit more of the Quinacridone Violet. Some Permanent Deep Violet. More of the Prussian Blue. Another shot of gold. And we're going to do 1 shot of white from way up high. Okay, that's it. You see that bubble that just came by? Okay, so let's see. I want to use my drips but I want to stir that up and see if it's thin enough. But if I stir it up, then it's not gonna. Okay, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna pour the rest of the gold that I have. No. What do I want to do? Because I want the gold in the base coat because I want the cells to pop up. Okay, so I'm gonna pour the gold in here. The rest of my gold. And then we're just gonna stir this up a little bit. So this is the drips that were from the pour right before this. It's probably going to be very, very purple, but the gold is still going to shine through, come through in cell form, or maybe like purple cells with gold centers. Okay, so we're going to lay this down, spread it out. Yeah, this is a good consistency. It's already pretty thin. As I made sure my consistency of my base coat with the last pour was a lot thinner than the paint that I was using, so this is still thinner than what I'm going to pour on here. I sometimes see comments from you guys, oh, you tilted off the pretty part, or you tilted off so much paint. But I use that paint. This is what was tilted off of the last pour. So I put down a plastic on my table before we start, and that way I can scrape my drips into a cup and use them again. I'm not really into jewelry making and things like that at this point, so I don't really use skins for that. I do have a bunch of skins that I've saved, though, that are really pretty. I use them as bookmarks. So that's good. Smooth those drips out and give our paint something to slide around on. Okay. Okay. Look how pretty this is. See that cup already? Gorgeous. Okay, we're going to do a straight pour into the center. Ready? Here we go. I don't like that thing, so I'm gonna swirl it. If you want to change something, do it before you start tilting, because it's only gonna get bigger after you start tilting it. Okay, let's torch this. Actually, we're gonna give it a second to set up, to start developing, let some of those air bubbles come up. As a straight pour, when you're pouring it from up high, that weight of gravity is pushing the paint down and churning it inside that stream. So as it hits the canvas, there's a lot of air in there. And that's what's coming up, these cells, these air bubbles that are going to turn into our cells. So we're just gonna give those a second to come up. And then we're gonna use a torch and pop any of the bubbles that are still there. It's gonna be really cool. So I think with this, I am gonna wanna put a ring of flow extender around the outside of it, probably in the white. So I'm gonna thin this out just a touch to really make it easy for that paint to slide and move. Okay, that's much better. I'm not leaving a mound at all anymore. Okay, so we're gonna go around this one. And this is the DecoArt Americana Satin Enamels in pure white, our cloud maker. Okay. So let's give this a torch now. Okay, so because this is a straight pour and we have all of these cells, the more we tilt this side to side and let these kind of swim back and forth, the more they're going to grow. So let's start moving this around a little bit and see what happens. But this is really pretty, and I'm glad I put that flow extender on there, because that's what's going to allow our paint to slide around very easily. This way a little bit. the center. Go off that side a little bit. And come back to the center. I'm going to go down that side. So right now we're distributing the weight of the paint evenly across the canvas. It's also giving us an opportunity to see what's happening and what we like and what we want to keep and what we don't want to keep. Like, I'm loving this corner right here, so I want to go really slow. I do want it to go off the edge though. I'm going to bring the weight of the paint back to the middle. We're going to go off that top corner over there because I don't want to have to come back to it. Okay, and now the weight of our paint is all about right here on this edge. So we're going to tilt this side up and have it all just slowly float down the other end. We're going to kind of walk it back and forth and get that white off. Come back this way and go down to that corner. So the Payne's gray made a big difference. The other one that I did didn't have the Payne's gray in it, and it's a lot brighter than this one, but I actually wanted this one kind of dark and moody. So now we're going to go off that last corner. See, the paint is moving nice and easy. There we go. Bring it back down to the middle. That's cool. And as this starts to float down in the center, it's stretching the surface tension of this side, and all these cells just popped up over there. Look at that. So, okay, now there's this. Yeah, we're going to go back and forth a little bit anyway. So we're going to go down towards the middle and open these up a bit. And let this paint sort of slide around a little. I'm going to go that way a bit to take that center part more up towards that corner. I like this. I just want to straighten this out just a little bit. If it'll go. No, we're going to lose some of that stuff. I like what's happening up here at the top. I don't want to take any more off, so we're going to leave that just like that. So that's pretty neat. So this was a straight pour with thick paint and a dirty cup. And we got tons and tons of cells. There's no silicone in any of my paint. So the cells are definitely not from silicone. The cells come from a result of the straight pouring technique, where you pour your paint from up high, and as it falls it churns and aerates the paint and creates a lot of air bubbles, which then turn into cells once they hit the canvas. And the more you stretch your canvas and tilt it, the bigger those cells get. So I'm going to torch it one more time. See, doing that gave us a whole bunch of little tiny cells, which is sometimes why I skip that last step of torching it again. But, you know, it's a galaxy, so. So this is really cool. I like this one a lot. This is beautiful. I like straight pours a lot. It's really, to me, that sort of chaos and what's going to happen is really cool. you know, because anything could happen. So that's this one. I will show you when it's dry. Thanks so much for hanging out with me. I'll be back in a bit. Okie dokie. So this is a few days later, and this one is dry now. The very, very center is still a tiny bit wet, but this one came out so pretty. I love this gold over here. All these gorgeous little cells. They're so pretty. Just beautiful. I love straight pours. So I really like this one. This one has the Payne's gray in it as well as the Prussian blue. So like the other one we did, but with the addition of the Payne's gray as well. Very, very pretty. It sort of reminds me of Moonlight on the water, on the ocean, with the moon up there, and then the sea spray. Hello, Zen. The sea spray floating across the moonlight. Very pretty. Also kind of galactic. So there's that center swirl part that I put my stick in and fixed. I like it. It came out pretty cloudy. I love this part though, where the white is like sort of layered. Totally looks like waves to me. Very, very pretty. So I'm calling this one Moonlight. I love this piece. Very, very pretty. So this was a straight pour with thick paint, doing a dirty cup where the paint is all poured into the center instead of layered carefully. And really, really amazing results. This one has not been varnished, but there is a beautiful sheen on it and a nice luster from the Liquitex Gloss Medium and Varnish. Very, very pretty. Just pretty. I like it. So this one was fun. I hope you guys are enjoying these. We will get to our Aries constellation next week. And I hope you guys have a beautiful, beautiful day. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I'll see you for the next one. Bye-bye.